Hi, mathematicians. Welcome back to school. Today is the very last day of November. It's November 30th, 2020. And for Monday, for today, we are going to be working on this strategy for problem solving called Act It Out. Let's start with our quick checkup here. Number 1 says to write a doubles fact that helps you solve 6 plus 5, then add. So let's think now. We want to write a doubles fact. So what is a doubles fact again? Remember, a doubles fact is when you add the same number together, or the addend. So for number 1, when it says to write a doubles fact to help you solve 6 plus 5, I have 6 plus 5 here, but we want to, before we do that, I'm going to erase that. We want to think of a doubles fact. So let's think, should we use 6 and 6 or 5 and 5? I think I'm going to do 5 plus 5 because right away I know that doubles fact. I know 5 and 5 equals 10, right? Because we have 5 fingers and 5 fingers equals 10. So now if I use this doubles fact, it can help me solve 6 plus 5. Okay, if I know 5 plus 5 is 10, then 6 plus 5 would be one more in that sum. So that would be 11. Okay, so I want you now to do number 2. Write a doubles fact first that can help you solve 7 plus 8, then add. Okay, so we can pause the video here. You can go ahead and use your whiteboard or paper and pencil or your cubes if you want. And remember to write a doubles fact first and then solve 7 plus 8. Good job, boys and girls. So did you use 7 plus 7 or 8 plus 8 to solve that? And what did you get for the sum? Let's take a look now, boys and girls, at learning this strategy, okay? And we're going to learn the strategy of acting out a problem or using either cubes or counters or any manipulative you have to act out that problem to help you solve it, okay? So if this problem here says 3 red birds are on a branch, there are 2 more yellow birds than red birds on another branch. How many yellow birds are there? So here are some steps, and we have gone over these before, but let's remember these steps. The first step is to understand what the problem is about, okay? And one thing you can do to help you is to underline what you know and circle what you need to find out. So you can see up here, we already underlined that we know there are 3 red birds on a branch, and we know that there are 2 more yellow birds than red birds on another branch. And then we circled what we needed to find out. How many yellow birds are there? Okay. And the second step here is to plan. How will I solve this problem? Okay. And we're going to act it out. Okay, let's take a look at this. Here's the problem again. And the third step to a strategy to use here is act it out. And you can see that we have those little pictures are pictures of cubes. Okay, so this is an example. You can use these cubes and you can see that they have the cubes lined up there. They have the 3 here and then they have the 2 here. Okay. So they use those to help act it out. And they got that there are 5 yellow birds. Okay. The fourth step is to check. Is your answer reasonable? Okay. Reasonable. Can you say that word? It's kind of big. Reasonable. Yes. So that means, does that make sense? Would that answer 5 yellow birds make sense? Yes, it would. What if we put down 5,000? Would that be reasonable? No, because this problem is about 3 red birds and 2 more yellow birds. So if we had an answer of 5,000, that would not be reasonable. So we always want to check, does it make sense? Is it reasonable? Okay, let's try one together here. It says, the girls ride in 2 taxis. Okay, taxis are like cars that they sometimes use in busy cities like New York or Chicago. The boys ride in some taxis. There are 9 taxis in all. How many taxis do the boys ride in? Well, look at, we have an example with this diagram, part, whole. Remember when we use that to help us with addition and subtraction? So we know that the girls ride in 2 taxis. So here's the 2. The boys ride in some taxis right here, but do we know how many? Nope, not yet. And we know that there are 9 taxis in all. Okay, so how many taxis do the boys ride in? So here's some example of strategies. We're going to try this. Act it out. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, so let's think. If we have 2 and we need to add some more, and we need to have the whole is 9 in all. Okay, so I'm going to take 2. We're going to add, we don't know how many, so I'm going to put a box here to represent how many the boys in, because it says the boys ride in some taxis, equals, and we know that there are 9 in all. So, I think I'm going to take my counters to help act it out, or my cubes. Okay, you can do this too if you like. So we have 2 here. Here's the 2 taxis that the girls ride in. And then we know that there are 9 in all. So if I have 2, I'm going to count on and add some more, okay, to get to a total of 9. Go ahead and work on this and then come back and share with your classmates. What did you get? How many taxis did the boys ride in? So you can pause the video and then have time to work and discuss. Okay, the last thing we're going to do, first graders, for math now is we're going to look at another short video to help us with that learning target of acting it out, okay, using your cubes, your counters, okay, writing an equation to help you with problem solving. Take a look.
Problem solving strategy. Act it out. 5 red birds were on a branch. There are 4 more yellow birds than red birds on another branch. How many yellow birds are there? First, we need to understand the problem. What do we know? 5 red birds were on a branch. There are 4 more yellow birds than red birds on another branch. What do we need to find? How many yellow birds are there? Now we need a plan. One way is to act it out. Now we can solve the problem. We can use counters to act it out and solve the problem. The red counters can be the red birds. The yellow counters can be the yellow birds. We know that 5 red birds were on a branch. Let's put 5 red counters over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 4 more yellow birds than red birds on a branch. If there are 5 red birds and 4 more yellow birds, then we need 5 yellow counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 more yellow counters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's count how many yellow birds there are all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 yellow birds. Now let's check our answer. Is our answer reasonable? How do we know? Because 5 yellow birds plus 4 yellow birds equals 9 yellow birds. So our answer is reasonable.
Okay, mathematicians, it is time for you now to work on some of these problem-solving problems independently. Remember, you can use your paper copy that you have that looks like this, okay? And the problems are on the second page, page 2, okay? Or the same lesson is on Seesaw, and you can work on it there. Make sure you double check your work, okay? And make sure you underline the information you know and circle what you need to find out, and then act it out, okay? Use your cubes, use your counters to help solve those math problem solving problems, okay? Good luck.